Who you got Super Bowl Sunday?
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Say That Shit. My name is JB.
This Nell.
And look, y'all know we keep it 100% real all the time. If you're not interested in the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God, you might want to turn off your computers because we're serving it up real tough right here on this show. And just, I'm going to tell you, just like my grandmother used to say, if you're staying on the channel, come on in, let me fix your ass some supper. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now, we're serving up some real live stuff here today on the Say That Shit. And we know our New Orleans Saints are not in the Super Bowl, unfortunately, but we got to get past that. We're going to keep our eyes glued on sports topics around the country. This weekend, Sunday, we're going to have the biggest sporting events in the world, or the biggest sporting event in the world, the Super Bowl. I mean, this is a worldwide event. Now, I'm going to ask you a question, and it's a question that a lot of people have been talking about. Are the two best teams represented in the Super Bowl this year?
Fuck no.
Well, let me ask you why you think that, man.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I'm not over the Saints loss. But you're right, we got to move on. It's time to move on, talk about other things, man. But I'm still feeling it, JB. The reason why I feel like that is because when I look at the defense of the Patriots and I look at the defense of the Giants, they both shit.
Yes,
I've never seen a Super Bowl where the defenses, the opposing defenses are this terribly bad across the fucking board. I mean, New England defense, the whole season, they ranked 31st. The Giants was 27 in defense. You're talking about 411 yards a game given up by New England, and you got another 376 yards given up by the Giants. They talk about the Giants and they pass rush, but this is the same fucking team we mutilated during the season.
True that.
And,
true that.
you know, the fact that they giving Manning all this juice right now, you know, I don't have a problem with Eli Manning, JB, but to the teams as complete teams, to be in the Super Bowl, I'm going to tell you, New England got to be the luckiest rabbit foot motherfucking organization on the planet. Now they're saying that is the fact that Robert Kraft's wife passed away, that why they having the success and the luck and blah, blah. Man, I ain't feeling all that shit, but I'm just not happy with, right now, the two teams that should be in this fucking game is not. And that's the best team will probably be Baltimore and the Saints. But since they're not, we're going to give them a little bit about, you know, like I said, why the fuck these teams?
Let me ask you a question, Nelly. If the Saints would have made it to the Super Bowl, and you just said it, you felt that the better team or the team that was supposed to be there would have been there. But the fact remains, our defense is terrible, man.
They were terrible. We don't need to get into that one, though. I mean, that's another show.
And let's look at the Baltimore Ravens. If they would have made it, you saying that they were the best team to represent the AFC.
That's right.
Their offense is, I mean, it's anemic.
Don't matter. You know what? We had a show earlier that does defense win championships. I'm a fucking believer now. Yes, they do. I will never go against that again because, you know, the fact that, and we keep going back to the Saints, but the fact that we lost that Niners game, we could say we turned the ball over, but JB, they had something to fucking do with why we turned the ball over. Them bitches was laying hats stuff.
Oh, they sure
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So whether you cover great, whatever the fuck your defensive prowess is, them guys had some physical motherfucking players, and I'm just out of this passion about my team, you know, being hurt enough to be able to speak about it. But when I look back at that fucking game, them people got real defense, and that's the kind of nosebleed, head busting fucking defense that the Baltimore Ravens bring to the table. And if you don't have that, man, this shit is going to be like a shootout, and it's going to end up being the best quarterback going to win this game. Everybody predicting a low scoring game. Behind the fuck is going to be low scoring. Who going to stop Brady? You know what I mean? And that piece of shit New England, who the fuck going to stop Eli? Who going to stop Cruz? And I'm sick and mad that I'm sitting here talking about two other motherfucking teams, but we got to get the fans what they asking for. You know, and I just want to give a shout out right quick to some real true followers that we have on Twitter. Greg Jones, 1202, appreciate you hitting us up, dude. Keep it up. Let us know what's going on.
Keep coming with it.
450 R Mac, appreciate you tuning in. Brandon Lee Moss, and also St. Tiger fan. Man, you guys keep sending it in, man. We're going to keep giving you something really raw. But go ahead, JB. What's your take on this whole thing?
Well, I'm going to tell you, I got a different take than you got. My whole thing is the best two teams during the regular season wasn't represented in the Super Bowl.
I got you.
But the best two teams in the playoffs, they're there. Let me tell you why. The New York Giants, they went on the road and handled their business.
All right. So you because they beat the Packers, that's what they handled. Handled their business.
No. Let me finish. They beat the Green Bay Packers. Yeah, that's a feather in their cap.
Okay.
Then they went down there and they handled their business with the 49ers, that with that head busting defense you're talking about on the road. So they got hot at the right time. You can't deny it. In the playoffs, they handled their business.
True.
If they would have came up against us, they would have got their ass kicked. But the fact remains that it didn't happen that way. So I think they were the best team in the playoffs this year.
Right.
Over on the AFC side of the picture, on the AFC side of football, in the AFC conference, the New England Patriots were pretty much the best team over there all year as far as winning games, being consistent. They were the #1 seed. They went into the playoffs and they were at home. Baltimore gave them a scare, but the reality remains that they didn't have a great defense, a shitty defense, a worse defense than we had, but some kind of way they pulled it out, as Bill Belichick and Tom Brady always do, baby. So when we watching this game on Sunday, it's the two best teams of late in the playoffs that are playing. And this is going to be a good Super Bowl. Hey, we don't want no defensive struggle. We want to see points scored. We want to see Cruz get off. We want to see Tom Brady get off. We want to see Eli Manning bust a nut. We want to see them get down and do what they do. And we're going to see who's going to come out on top, because this is going to be a highly contested game. Because like you said, both defenses, they ain't going to be able to stop one another.
So what's your prediction?
My prediction, I'm going to tell you like this. I just feel that the Giants, objectively, the Giants are going to win the football game, because I think that they have a pass rush. And I think
that pass rush again.
I think the pass rush has made the difference.
When's the last time you see somebody fuck over Brady with a pass rush? Real. They got that dink and dunk offense.
Let's go back when they played in the Super Bowl the first time.
Okay.
It wasn't that they
won that game with a fucking Hail Mary.
Exactly, but they were able to.
Full of grace.
But let's.
The ball was with thee.
Let me make my point here. Let me make my point, dog. Let me make my point.
Go ahead.
Let me make my point. That year, New England would have been undefeated had they would have won that Super Bowl.
That's right.
They were kicking ass throughout the league.
The whole
Sort of like we was kicking ass this year.
Well, Green Bay did it.
Yeah, Green Bay did it this year. Sort of like we was doing it with our 8-9 game stretch. I mean, we was really laying the hat on people.
Right.
Tom Brady came into the Super Bowl, and then he scored some points, but the New York Giant pass rush held him in check, so that Eli and that offense, which wasn't near as good as it is now, can get that lucky play at the end of the game and win the game. So I think that pass rush made a difference then, and it can make a difference now. But now, ask me who I'm pulling for, who I'm cheering for. I'm cheering for Tom Brady, because I'm sorry to say, Saints fans, people that live in New Orleans, I'm not an Eli Manning fan. I don't want Eli Manning to get another Super Bowl ring so they can come talking this bullshit about maybe he's an elite quarterback, he's better than Drew Brees and all that bullshit. And Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning. And hold on, let me finish. I don't want Eli to start getting the credit that a Drew Brees or even his brother Peyton Manning is getting. And if he wins this Super Bowl, that's exactly what's going to happen.
So you rather Brady get 4 fucking Super Bowls?
Exactly. I mean, he got 3. Why not 1 more? I mean, he done got all the fucking rings any fucking way. Let him go ahead and get another one.
So you hating on Eli? You a homeboy, but you hating on Eli?
Yeah, I don't care for Eli Manning. I don't think Eli Manning is a quarterback that should be mentioned with the greats, but they're going to start with that bullshit if he win this game.
I hear you, man. I guess we just said it, but I tell you what. Ask me who I'm rooting for.
Who you rooting for?
Ask me who I want to win.
Who you want to win?
I don't give a fuck. And I think with that being said, we done said that shit. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Say That Shit, real talk from a fan's perspective. Look, do not forget to hit us up on Twitter at SayDatShit1 at Twitter or at SayDatShit@gmail.com. Anytime you think of a sports topic that you want us to cover, JB and I to debate on the show, please send your comments to one of those sites so we can know what you're thinking about. But until next time, I want to say that shit and peace out.